I want to go across to Suman Bery, Vice Chairperson of the NITI Aayog. He joins us on this broadcast. Sir, welcome. You know, this point that's being made that a conscious effort has come through in the budget of trying to take the drama, the fireworks out of the budget, make it more of a statement of accounts, rather than lay out a larger framework for, say, ambitious reform agenda over the next few years. Is that a conscious effort you think that's being made to try and make this more factual and less dramatic?
I have to say I completely disagree, but firstly, thank you for having me on the program, and secondly, let me thank you for your reports from Davos, particularly the interview with Ajay Banga. So, look, NITI Aayog, I'm pleased to say, had contributed analytic work in many of the areas that have expressed themselves in the budget. And indeed, I was very pleased that the Chief Economic Advisor also acknowledged the support from NITI Aayog in the economic survey. So, how do I locate this budget in the run-up to 2047? Okay? And I don't want to get stuck in the weeds. I wasn't listening to too much of the discussion earlier. So, we want to be a modern society by 2047. We think that to be a modern society, we need to approach what the World Bank calls advanced economy, and there are various numbers floating around. The point I want to make is that there are lots and lots of ways you can think of growth and accelerating growth, but given our Amrit Kal, given our demographic dividend, I find a useful way of thinking about it is to get more people into the labor force, and there's a large reservoir in the female labor force participation, which is much lower than global, and to raise their productivity. And so I look at what was in the budget as a way of achieving both those goals. There's a lot about women in particular, but you can't bring women off the farm and expect your average productivity to rise. And you need a bunch of other things, including higher investment, FDI, and all of that. So to me, there is a method, there is a logic to all the various dimensions of the budget.
If India is indeed to be an advanced
economy, Rathin knows the fiscal numbers
like
much
the government
better
has
than
stated its aim to be, then we need to be growing at least at 8% real GDP and ideally at 10 to account for a few bad years if they come along our way between now and 47. The charge that would be leveled is the government is settling in at about a 7% growth rate without even laying out an ambitious target of wanting to grow in double digits, is what they promised in opposition.
We are still
even accounting for the trouble that we are facing internationally.
And if that is an agenda for the EU, it's even more an agenda for us. So I would say connectivity and technology are the ways we're going to raise productivity, and they were both in the budget.